For those of y'all who want to achieve a glowy, flawless base, but want to keep it really simple and beginner friendly, this is the ultimate guide on how to do just that. So let's jump into today's video. First step I always do is my brows. I did do them off camera just because I do take quite a while to do them. The reason that I like to do my eyebrows first is because I don't get any product in them, no moisturizer, you know, your sunscreen, whatever, primer. If you do your brows this way, they won't get flaky, they won't move. So when you're gelling them down, they're going to stay in place. I always like going in with 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. This is the only thing that helps my eyebrows stay in place. Let's jump into step 2, which is skincare. Skincare, girlies, is so important when it comes to your makeup. Your makeup will not look the same if you don't focus on your prepping. You know what I'm saying? We are going in with the Peach and Lily Matcha Pudding Antioxidant Cream. If your skin is on the more oily side, please still put on your moisturizer. I think that it's so confusing when you have like a certain skin type. You're like, okay, well, my skin's really oily, so I don't have to put on moisturizer. Yes, you do. Please still put on your moisturizer. You can go in a little bit lighter with the moisturizer, or you can go in with a moisturizer that's oil-free. You know what I'm saying? There is a product for everybody. And if your skin is dry, go in heavier with the moisturizer. Go in with 2 moisturizers. Sometimes my acne is patchy and it's gross, and I go in with 2 moisturizers and I pack it on. I'm telling you, I pack it on because I'm not gonna have crusty skin. I'm just not. Next is sunscreen. I'm using the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery. This is an amazing product. I haven't tried that many Dermalogica products just because they do hurt the bank. I'm not gonna lie, they are very expensive, but I hear a lot of people that try that brand and it's all they're ever going to use for the rest of their life. That's how, you know, good of a brand it is. I love this stuff so much. It just gives you like such a like radiant boost. Like, do you see? Please tell me you see that. It's so gorgeous. I used this in, I believe, my bombshell video, you know, like the Victoria's Secret bombshell. It just makes your skin look so radiant and so alive. And don't be afraid, guys, to bring that down to your neck. Apply it on those hands because I do not want wrinkly hands at the age of 25. I think I got sunscreen in my eye. Hello? This is the after. My makeup is going to apply flawlessly because I have, you know, picked out products that I know will make my skin look gorgeous before. If you are not taking care of your skin before you apply your makeup, it's not gonna look good after. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Next, we're going in with our Honeydew Me Up NYX primer. So something else that's gonna make our skin super dewy, super plump. You know what I'm saying? Now, I have never used this primer with that sunscreen. So hopefully they go well with each other. Next step will be applying our foundation. So really focusing on our base. Before I apply my foundation to the entirety of my face, I do like to carve out my brows. Now, if you are not somebody who really pays attention to the brows, and you kind of just let them do their own thing. You really don't have to do this step, but I will say it definitely accentuates the brows and really gives them shape. I think it's important to really focus on every aspect of your face when you're doing your makeup, because if you don't pay attention to one part, it's not gonna look cohesive, if that makes any sense. I would never do like a full face and then leave my brows alone or like my lips alone, because I feel like those are some very, very key features. So I think it's important to really focus on every step of the face. So if you're not a girly who does your brows, try it out, see if it makes a big difference, see if you really like it. If you don't bother doing it again, but don't knock it till you try it out. How does it go? Don't knock something down until you try it. How does the saying go? I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say, okay? I am going in with like a very thin brush so that I can really get, you know, the shape that I'm looking for, so that when I carve them out, they look precise and sharp. Like this. Do you see how easy that was for me to do? If I have like this big fat fluffy brush, it's gonna be really hard for me to achieve that shape that I want. So whenever I am using like this really, really nice flat shape brush, it's a lot easier for me. So yeah, there's a little tip. If you're doing your brows, use one like this. This is from Morphe and it's the A18. I am going in with the About Face foundation. Of course, you don't have to use this foundation, but I really do recommend it for those of y'all who have sensitive skin, for those of you who want like a skin-like foundation. It's just all around a really, really good foundation. I do go in with a brush for the foundation. If you have your sponge, if you have another tool that you like to use, you can use that. Although I will say brushes are game changer, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Next step, which is literally one of the funnest steps ever, is blush. It's blush, and we're going in with the Afterglow liquid blush in the shade from NARS. They really are so creative with their names, aren't they? Just like that, babe. Oh my gosh, I love this blush so much. And you can go in lightly if you would like to be boring. No, I'm kidding. I have blush blindness. I am literally to the max. I really don't care though. And I just like blending it in. And look at that glow that it gives me. Look at like that softness. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Let's go in with contour. I like applying it right here and then creating like this little shape. And I even like applying some here on the lid. It's such a little hack because later on when you go in with eyeshadow, it doesn't have to be complicated, and it honestly just simplifies the makeup, I would say. I have this like dual-ended little brush. I don't really know what it's for. All I know is that I like using it for my contour. Next step is concealing. If you don't feel like there's anything you need to conceal, then don't. Me personally, I have these big, huge eye bags. So I like going in first with a layer of foundation. And because I do love a bright under eye, I am gonna go in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is one of the best concealers. Let's go ahead and blend everything out, darling. Let's go ahead. Okay, listen, I'm gonna sit here with you and I'm gonna tell you right now, whether you're oily, whether you're dry as this hard desert, you need loose setting powder. Don't ever in your life question, why is my makeup like midday, not even like 2 hours in, slipping off my face, and then have somebody ask you, well, do you use a loose setting powder or a pressed powder? And then your response be no. Do you hear the silence? I just don't understand. You need a loose setting powder. Whether, I don't care if you're dry, I don't care if you're cakey. You should not be cakey if you're putting on powder. Your base should look good with your powder. It's supposed to keep everything in place, baby. If you're walking around and your makeup is slipping off your face and you don't use a loose setting powder, do not complain. Do not look me in the eyes and complain on why is my makeup slipping off my face 1 hour into wearing it if you don't wear a loose setting powder. The least you could do is use a setting spray, but you don't do that either, do you? No. Oh my God. Don't piss me off today. No, because this is gonna be your best friend. I don't care if you're dry. Go in with a little bit. Grab like a little brush like this, dip it in there, and then lightly. The least you could do. Open it up, open it up, open it up, okay? And we're gonna go in all over, okay? Grab your powder puff, grab your brush, whatever you use to set your face with, okay? Just make sure you're dusting off the extra powder, because if you go in with all that extra powder, this is what you're applying to your face. It's gonna apply unevenly, and then you are gonna look cakey. So you have to learn really how to work with your powder. Once you know how to go in with it, your makeup's gonna look beautiful. It's gonna look flawless. Another tip, do not set if your makeup is creased. I say this all the time. Do not set if your makeup is creased. If you have lines under here and then you set, you're gonna have lines afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You have to take the lines away and then set, and then you're not gonna have as many lines there. Sometimes your makeup is just gonna have small little lines because we're real, we have skin. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's not gonna look like filter smooth because we're real. But we can try, you know, and see how far we get. Do you see the difference that it makes? I'm gonna pull you in a little closer. Do you see the difference that it makes? Do you see how this side right here, it has these lines? Those are from my eyes. But do you see these lines right here? If I set my face with these lines right here, they're gonna stay there. But when I put powder here without the lines, it's not creased. These are simply just my under eye lines. I can't do anything about them. But if I set with this, we're gonna have those lines there the whole day. Everything is now set with our setting powder. Next step is applying all of our powders. Yes, I do want to touch up our blush. If you feel like the blush you placed was more than enough, you don't have to go in with more blush, but I just love going in with 18 pounds of blush, okay? I'm going in with my Rem Beauty blush. This is in the shade Skinny Dipped. And we're just gonna apply a little bit under this area right here to almost kind of blend the two together. Next step is going to be contouring. I like to contour my nose. If you don't really like to contour your nose, you obviously don't have to do this step, or if you do yours a specific way, do it your specific way. I do mine a very specific way just because that's how I like to do my contour. I like going in with the Juvia's Place bronzer. I feel like even if you don't like to do nose contour, just add a little bit of something on your nose so that it's not like, okay, I did everything on my face and there's absolutely nothing on my nose. You have to make everything tie in together. Like I said in the beginning, if you don't want to do your brows, that's fine, but just try it out and see how you like it, work with it. Because I just feel like with makeup, you have to pay attention to every feature. If you don't, it just doesn't look even. It doesn't look cohesive, guys. I don't know. Placing a little bit right here. Just like that. And then now that we have our nose contour, we're gonna go ahead and bake. You don't have to bake if you don't want to. I just like to do it so it brightens my face a little bit. I do like going in with the Fit Me just because it is lighter compared to my Morphe. Next step is going to be eyeshadow, but we're actually going to keep it really simple. We're going in with the Natural Nudes palette from Too Faced. I'm going to go in with this one right here. We're really just going to focus it right here and bring it up a little bit. Do you see how that little amount of eyeshadow just elevates the eyes? It just gives it so much character. It looks like you just put 10 times the amount of effort when it only took 10 seconds, 30 seconds, however long. Less than a minute, that's for sure, because we're literally just placing it right here, bringing it up a little bit, and then blending it out. Like, that's literally all you have to do. Okay, next step is eyeliner, and I'm gonna teach you how to do it in a very simple manner. If you feel like it's still a little bit too much for you, you know, as a beginner, and you just don't feel comfortable doing eyeliner, you can absolutely skip this step. But for those of you who do feel comfortable enough to, you know, maybe try it out just so that you can start practicing for later on when you do want to spice up your looks a little bit more and throw in some eyeliner, here is how we're going to do it. We're actually just gonna use a dark brown eyeshadow. See how this one was just a little bit lighter? We're gonna go in with this darker one, and we're gonna grab a thin brush. What we're gonna do is we're going to start right here. And just really follow it along the lash line. If you feel like you're gonna blink, just take a pause, do all your little blinks, and then keep dragging it out like this. Do you see how it already elevates like the eye? It just adds more depth and it really makes it feel like you know what you're doing. Like, the point of makeup is to just feel confident, feel like you're a baddie, you know what I'm saying? So take that extra step to really elevate your makeup, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make such a difference. Especially with eyeshadow, it's really, really hard to mess it up, because let's say that I did slip a little bit. What I could do is just like start buffing it out so that it evens it out. And especially, I would say when you're first starting out with eyeliner, one of the hardest parts is making it look the same. Like, that is such a hard part. So when you're doing it with eyeshadow, if this one is a little bit higher, you could just smudge it out and then do the same thing on this side. Buffing it out is super helpful. Instead of using like a liquid or like a pencil, even pencils can be a little bit difficult, and I totally understand that. So eyeshadow is going to be your best friend here in the beginning. Drag it out. Now, if you don't want to create such a big wing, you can do it a little bit smaller. You could do something, you know, just baby like that, and move on. It doesn't have to be like as drastic as I did mine. You could literally just do it like this, and it still gives it like, yeah, I put effort in, you know what I'm saying? Or you could drag it out like me. For this step, it really doesn't matter whether you do it or whether you don't. I would say if you did add like the wing liner, it would probably be best if you did do this next step. Going in with that same dark brown, we're gonna create like a small line under the eye and kind of buff it out. And do you see how it gives like your eyes a little bit more depth, a little bit more character? And you can bring it out if you feel comfortable, but you don't have to. Next step is going to be highlighter. I love using the Too Faced highlighter. This is such an amazing product, and I will use this till the day that I die. Dip it in here, and then I place it right along my cheekbone, just like that. So this is what it looks like with highlighter, and then this is what it looks like without. So it really just depends on how you want your makeup to look. If you don't have a brush, you can apply it with your finger. It's the exact same thing. And I like going in with like a crap ton of this. And like I said, we like going in with a lot of this. So I have like a small little brush here, and I like applying it to the tip of my nose. Just like that. And we also apply it to the inner corner of the eye. And I like bringing it up to the lid just a tad bit to really open that space up. Now, if you don't want to do this step, you don't have to. But do you see how it brings attention to like this area of the eye, and it really opens it, and it gives it like that look that we tried really hard on our eyes when we did it. That took me 2 seconds. Boom. Now let's do mascara. I always like curling my lashes. If you don't want to curl your lashes, that's fine, but in my opinion, it just elevates my lashes. My lashes don't look the same if I do not do this step. So yeah, let me be right back because it does take me quite a minute to do my lashes. So How did I get mascara right there? Yeah, I like this lip. We're going in with the Soulmate from Morphe. This is in the shade Whipped, and I'm almost using it like as a lip liner. And I am applying it like right here around the lip. Like that. But not around like the inside, just the outer. And I feel like it's really simple and subtle, but at the same time, like it has enough attention to where it's not getting lost within the rest of the makeup, which is really important because you can't do like a not bold enough lip to where it doesn't look good with the eyes. And this is the ColourPop So Juicy lip gloss. The only thing I don't like about these lip glosses is that the lid will break really easily, so it just makes a mess like around the packaging, and then it's sticky and icky, so they definitely need to fix that. But other than that, it's like a really good lip gloss. You'll see all the trial and error. I am gonna go in with my Peach and Lily. This is the Glass Skin Veil Mist.
Try not to get in the hair.
As well as the Hello Kitty one. This is the setting and priming spray. This is the Rose Water and Diamond, and I really like this one as well. That is going to conclude today's video. This look came out absolutely gorgeous, and it was simple, so I'm just mind blown at these amazing results. If y'all enjoyed, please give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, and don't forget to turn on the notification bells so you don't miss my next video, because you know it's gonna be good. I love y'all all so much. Bye.